Well, hello and welcome to another totally random video. And in today's video, I want to show you something that wasn't really that easy to find due to the fact that I'm not living in the UK. So it might not be something special if you are in the UK, but it wasn't really that easy to find in Germany. I'm talking about the entire BBC radio play of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on cassette. Yes, that was the tricky part, finding all these phases, all these various different episodes on cassette. It might have been, or it would have been a lot easier to buy these things on CD because there are various different CD versions. There are single CDs as well as CD box sets, and I believe there is also some kind of a DVD version containing all these episodes. But I grew up in the 90s, so for me, radio play and cassette, well, that just belongs together in my opinion. Plus, even though those cassette versions were harder to find, they were still a little bit cheaper than the CD version. And of course, there is also a reason why I wanted to get the radio play version instead of the novel. It's because the radio play, this is where The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy started. Some people probably still believe that The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was a novel, a book that has then been turned into a radio play, but that's not the case. Douglas Adams wrote The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for the radio. So it started out as this radio broadcast, this radio play from 1978. And it was only later when the books came first and then they have been turned into a radio play. So yeah, let's take a look at all those different phases and talk about which books they are based upon when it comes to the later ones. So let's begin with those two. I got the box set, which is why these ones don't have a barcode right here, because the barcode is on the box. Now, these were the last two cassette versions that were available. You might think, because those are the old ones, the old episodes from the 1970s, that those ones were harder to find, but those ones were easy to find because these first two phases have been re-released quite a lot of times. There are vinyl versions as well as various different cassette versions and of course CD versions. But I decided to get these cassette versions because except for the tertiary phase, they blend in with the other versions. And these ones were probably the last cassette versions that came out, because these ones came out in, I believe, 1998, 1999, something like that. And they were pretty darn cheap due to the fact that here we have two cassettes per phase instead of three. So we have four cassettes instead of six. And this is due to the fact that here we have 90-minute cassettes instead of 60-minute cassettes. And this is a problem for some people because instead of having one episode per side, you have 1.5 episodes per side, which I understand could be annoying for some people when the episode stops right at the middle. So yeah, but it didn't bother me that much, and this is why I decided to get these versions. So now let's take a closer look. So it of course all started with the primary phase. Let's get a little bit closer. Yeah. So it all started with the primary phase. So this is also the book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So we have two 90-minute cassettes, meaning that we have a total of 6 30-minute episodes. And these are the cassettes, as you can see right here. Dolby B noise reduction. And we also have the booklet telling you a little bit about the story and the author. And what I find quite interesting is the fact that there seems to be a guide to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but it kind of sounds a little bit interesting, to be honest. But yeah, this is where it all started. This is the original Radioplay from 1978. Yeah, then we have the secondary phase, and this is the book The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. So nothing different on the inside, same stuff. But yeah, this is also 6 episodes, 6 30-minute episodes, the secondary phase. Then we have the standing out thing. Oh, I have to go out a little bit. This is the tertiary phase, and this is, as you can tell, based on Life, the Universe, and Everything. So this is the only version that I have that has 3 cassettes, and this is also the only version that exists. But this one was the most difficult to find. It was the only one that I could find is the one that I have right now. I was looking at Discogs and eBay and whatsoever. I couldn't find this cassette version anywhere else, and I was really lucky when finally someone sold this version. It says right here that the episodes are especially extended for cassette. Well, this also goes for the CD version. So the CD version and the cassette version are both completely identical. It just means that the cassette and the CD versions are a little bit longer than the original broadcast. But yeah, this is the tertiary phase. Like I said, this time we have 3 cassettes, but those are also 60-minute cassettes instead of 90-minute cassettes. And I really kind of like this box, except for this one. So for some reason this cassette doesn't fit very well right here if we compare that to the other cassettes. So I don't know if they did this on purpose or why they did it. But yeah, this is the only thing that is bugging me a little bit, but yeah. Then we have the quandary phase. Can go a little bit closer. So we have the quandary phase, which is based on So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. So those are again 2 60-minute cassettes. Again, episodes specially extended. So this one came out in 2005. The tertiary phase came out in 2004. So let's see if there's anything different on the inside. So here we can see those are the CD versions of the primary and secondary phase. And of course there's also Douglas Adams, Mostly Harmless. And many people, quite a few people also get confused when it comes to the difference between radio play and audiobook. Some people sometimes mistake the audiobook for the radio play. So let me just explain the difference between radio play and audiobook. An audiobook is exactly what it tells you. It is one person reading the book. So you don't have various different voice actors, you don't have music or sound effects. So there is also an audiobook version of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is also unabridged, and it's written by Douglas Adams himself. But yeah, this is an audiobook and not a radio play. So, and then last but not least, we have the quintessential phase based on Mostly Harmless. And this is also 2 60-minute cassettes. Again, episodes specially extended. Yeah, and this is it. This is the entire Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy radio play on cassette. And yeah, I know, I'm aware of the fact that as of right now there is also another phase which is called the hexagonal phase, which is based on And Another Thing. But this one doesn't exist in cassette, and I highly doubt that it ever will. And I'm not really that sad about it, because yeah, it is still The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It still follows Arthur Dent and Fort Prefect, but it isn't part of the original main series. It's kind of like his own standalone thing. It's not part of the so-called trilogy in 5 parts. So yeah, but there's that. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I think as a little gimmick, as a little, well, not gimmick, as a little present, I'm going to show you some pictures. When I was in London, I was also at the Highgate Cemetery, and I had the chance to visit the grave of the one and only Douglas Adams. So I'm going to show you some of those pictures, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next random video. Bye!